Hey, it's Shania. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done a YouTube video. Um, let's just say that I lacked inspiration. Uh, so, the name of my channel is Evolve with Grace, which is exactly what I've been trying to do for some time. I've had a lot of life changes in the past year, a lot of them good, but it's still changed nonetheless and it's adjusting. So, at 51, you start to see more things happening in your adult life that maybe you witnessed that your parents experienced. Loss of friends, loved ones, sad times, hardships. I I'm not going to call myself an empath because I don't believe in giving myself a label, but I can say that I am very empathetic to the struggles of others. And because I love with my whole heart, I want to fix it. But there are certain things that you cannot fix, whether it's for yourself or those around you. I'm sorry if this video looks a little crazy. I'm just lounging right now. I just want to come on and talk to you guys for a few minutes about something that I mention often about filling your glass. But there's more to it than that. So, at 51 years old, I have life stress. A lot of it's good stress. But I have my issues, my aches and pains. I have problems with my ankle since 2018, and it's just progressively gotten worse. I'm having issues with the nerve somewhere in my body that's causing my whole body to have pins and needles, which is not painful, but it's still annoying. And when you know something is not supposed to be the way it is, your mind can go all over the place. So I have to constantly talk myself out of it and self-diagnosing and going to WebMD and all the AI stuff and trying to figure out what's going on with my body that causes me to have these pins and needles. Most likely it's a pinched nerve because I do have some disc issues. That's neither here nor there. So I've been in my head a lot lately. And when I hear things that happen to people that I care about, it's hard. And I was telling my husband, I said, I have subscribers that check in and ask, when I'm making a new video or anything like that, oh, I haven't seen a video. And I said to my husband yesterday, I said, you know, looking at the world outside of our bubble, it is very hard to witness. Besides the people in your personal space, outside of that, whether it's our country as a whole or the world in general, there's things that hit your spirit in a different way. It could frustrate you, it could depress you, it can make you angry, it can make you sad, it can make you disappointed, and there's so many of those things. So for me, this channel was created for my evolution and for other women who are evolving in life. We all are evolving. No matter whether you're a mom or a wife or anything, as a person, as a human, as a woman, your life evolves. My beautiful headband underneath there is a lot of wisdom sparkles that tells people just how wise I am. A little bit too much right now. With that, it comes with, to me, a responsibility. So when you want to talk about evolution, you want to talk about the good and the bad. And because I have been surrounded by so many things that I wish I could help with, I can't change them. It is hard for me to come up with something that I want to talk about with you guys. In essence, I didn't want to come on here and just be a down. I don't want to come on here and bring you down. But I do know that a lot of us come to this place in our lives where we need a shift, an adjustment, like a car needs a tune-up, whether it needs new spark plugs or an oil change or an overhaul, or you look at something maybe that's outdated and you want to reinvigorate, but you don't know what that is. I am very content and happy with my life. I am one of those people who have an attitude of gratitude. With my gratitude, there's also a part of me that struggles with navigating life as it is today. I have never been who I am before, just like you have never been who you are today before. You have never lived this life the way it is today. You've never lived in this country the way it is today. You've never lived in this world the way it is today. You've never experienced the circumstances around you the way you are now. In other words, we evolve. Things change. Life changes, right? So I told my husband, I said, I don't want to just go on and do a video and talk about fluff when things are not fluffy. I don't want to come across disingenuous, or I think the word I came up with is trivial. I didn't want to come on here and just make a trivial video. There's millions of those. I want to always have a conversation with other humans about life. So, I'm not going to make this long. I came across something yesterday that has kind of reinvigorated me. Maybe the start of my own personal tune-up, right? So the pins and needles that I experience in my body every day, it is enough to get me in my head. The perimenopause symptoms, so not cool. I don't know why this has to be the penalty of being a woman, but that stuff, so not cool. I'm going through it. But I sat back and I thought about a time of my life. And I don't know what made me come up with this. I think really it kind of popped up this morning when I woke up. It just seems like the last couple of days or last couple of weeks, I've had horrible sleep. Not sleeping well. Last night was a good night. But I wake up with the idea, with the mindset, especially with my watch telling me that I didn't have a good night's sleep. So that stays in my head. Oh, I have to sleep better. I have to sleep better. And then the tingling, the pins and needles, and all the stuff that comes along with what I'm going through. And it is what I face each day. And I find myself focusing more on that. And I think the reason why I focus more on that is because I have too much mind clutter. Too much mind clutter. Focusing on things I have no control over, focusing on my health, and now I'm overly sensitive to anything that feels different in my body. So today I woke up and I thought about, I was like, what was a time in my life where I had an experience where I felt like I was in a place where I felt the most hopeful, the most invigorated, the most intentional, motivated, powerful, purposeful. What experience, what did that look like for me? I'm 51 years old, so I got a lot of thinking back to do. And when you're a kid, you don't really realize how important certain moments are in your life. So, whether you like Oprah or not, years ago, gosh, I hate saying those years ago because it feels so real to me. My cousins, my sister, myself, we went to see Oprah at the Oprah's Life You Want weekend. It was such a powerful experience. Powerful. I felt invigorated from the time that the lights went down in the stadium, in the arena. I felt empowered. I felt motivated, hopeful. Yeah, I felt strong. I felt all of those good feelings. And I thought about where my headspace was at that time. Who was I? And this was before I became a life coach. Life coaches are people too. We help people get from where they are to where they want to be. And oftentimes I coach myself, but I also look outside of myself because all the answers that we need lie within us. But everything that you know right now is what got you to where you are today. And everything that you need to know, you still have yet to learn. And yes, I made that up myself. So I thought about that. And then I looked for things. I looked for things and people. What was I into back then? Oh, I loved listening to Tony Robbins. Oh, let me see if Tony Robbins has any new stuff out. And I came across his wife. They've been married, I think, for 25 years, that she had a workshop for women. And I'm like, oh, let me check that out. So anyway, I put it on. And I said, instead of watching social media, instead of constantly getting in my head about my own health stuff, instead of letting the news drip into my head, I'm going to give myself a few days to watch and participate in this workshop and just drown out all the other noise. So I started doing that. And I can tell you that at 5 o'clock this morning, when I put it on and I started watching it, I remember that time period of my life, who I was at that time. It's kind of like muscle memory. You know, you work out and then you haven't worked out in a long time, but your muscles still remember what they're supposed to do. Or if you get on a bike, after not riding one for years, you remember how to ride a bike. That's what it did for me. So I'm saying all this to you is to say, I'm here with you. I see you. I'm with you. And I'm not saying that we all have the same journey in life. I'm not saying that we all have the same life experience, but I'm finding it the more that I talk to other women, we all get to this place at some point where fears creep in, and hopelessness can creep in, and helplessness can creep in. You may have to look outside of you to get through that period of time. And I can tell you, just watching things that were in line with my experience at the Life You Want weekend, or the books that I used to read back then, the personal development, Darren Hardy, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, those things, those authors, those books, those seminars really helped me in that period of my life. So what I'm offering you is a thought, an opportunity, kind of not a challenge, but think back in a time of your life where you felt like things were going the way you needed to, where you felt empowered, where you felt invigorated. And if you feel that every day, I am so happy for your sister, you should bottle that up and sell it. But if you can look back in your years and think of a time where you felt the most alive, that didn't have to do with your kids or your family or your friends, just you as a person, as a human, what your purpose was, what made you feel like you're the badass. Think of what you were doing at that time. What were the influences in your life? I can guarantee you it probably wasn't social media. It probably wasn't Instagram. It definitely wasn't Twitter or whatever they call it now, X, Twitter. It wasn't Facebook. It was something else. Find your something else. Remember what it was. Go back to what it was, and if it's something new and maybe, in 2025, but what was the essence of that thing? And give it to yourself. Give yourself that gift so that you can move forward. And when you feel empowered, you can help others. Even with the things that you can't control, maybe you can be more of a support. But find your peace. Thank you for watching. Again, I didn't want to stand here long. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Share in the comments. What are you dealing with right now? What are you going through? What are you looking for? Or is everything fantastic? I put out a short a couple weeks ago that said, tell me all the good things. Please tell me all the good things, because I need to hear good news. I am so tired of hearing negative things. I am so tired of hearing sad hardships of others. I want everybody to win. I love hearing people win. I love for you to win. I may not have seen you, I've never met you. But if you're winning and things are going good for you, please share them with me. Pour it all in. I'm trying to soak in the positivity and the goodness that's happening in this world. You have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Take care.